What's up, guys? I just wanted to give y'all a little trick on how I've expanded my watch collection for cheap. So I like to go into antique stores and ask them specifically where their non-running watches are. And every single time I've done this, I've been directed to a bag, a box, or a jar full of watches. So if you take the time to go through these containers, you're gonna find something worthwhile. A few months ago, I was in Deming, New Mexico, went into an antique store, asked the owner about watches, and this kind lady, she said she had just bought out this estate, and she just gave me this bag of watches. She said, it's just full of junk quartz and junk straps. And there's a lot going on here. There's case backs and batteries and costume jewelry, junk quartz, and junk straps. But in going through this bag, there were two watches that really stuck out to me that were worth keeping. So the first one is this 1990s Waltham. It is quartz. Nice big diamond there at the 12 o'clock. But these go for $30 to $50 on eBay. It's got a Japanese Miyota movement in it. I threw a battery in it. It's kept great time for the last few weeks. So this next one, it's not on the strap because I wanted to show you the movement. But this is a 1940s Le Field&Forge. And under that is Chaux de Fonds. Chaux de Fonds is the region of Switzerland where this company was established. But Le Field&Forge means the sons of our Picard. Picard was a watchmaker back in the 1800s. His three sons kept up the business. They started off on their own venture. But by 1910, they had dissolved that company and moved on, and they created the name Invicta. And most of us know Invicta as like those big gaudy watches that you see at the mall. But they weren't always that way. They were a reputable watch company. And so this is interesting because the company itself, what it became, they continued using Le Field&Forge just as a marketing thing, I guess. But if you look at this movement, the movement itself is stamped Le Field&Forge. And if you look at the movement, you see that this is not a pre-1910 movement. And so this movement itself dates between 1943 and 1950. And there's an inscription on the case back from a watchmaker who serviced it with the date of 1948. So that kind of gives you a time frame of when this watch came to be. So this is just a really cool mechanical watch with just some really cool history. Just got a really cool story to tell. And I think that it's just, character-wise, I think it's just a really cool watch. Because it's fixed lug, you're going to either have to use like this World War I trench watch style band that it's got, or a NATO band. But totally worth going through that box. Back in March, the bag. Back in March, Emily and I were in California. Same thing, went into an antique store, was directed to a shoebox full of watches, and Emily pulled out this 1940s Paul Bure automatic. Got a really nice patina there on the dial. It's got some gnarly cracks in the crystal too. But so I picked up this watch for 25 bucks. The day that I bought it, I managed to get the automatic rotor spinning and got it to start running. Left it running overnight and it kept great time. Brought it home, serviced it. Turns out it was completely full of sand. But it still ran and kept good time. So that's kind of the other reason why I go for this kind of a watch, just because they don't make watches like they used to. Back in January, we were in Big Bend. Went into a little trinket store in Lajitas. And found this 1960s Morris. This is not an automatic, it's just a mechanical movement. but it didn't have a crown, didn't have a stem, didn't have a band. So the lady saw me eyeballing it. She said, "Oh, you like watches?" And I said, "Well, I try to work on them." And she said, "Well, then you can have it." She said, "If you don't take that watch, it's just going to sit there for forever." So I argued with her for a little while. I really don't like taking stuff for free. But finally, my wife was like, "She's giving it to you for free, just take it." So I told the lady, I said, "If I can get a crown and a stem fit to it and get it running, I will add this watch to my collection and I'll wear this watch." So with the help of my good friend Dennis, he helped me fit a stem to it and got it running. So I serviced it. It keeps great time. Just bought a little band, a little strap off of Amazon. Nothing fancy. But back in April, I was in a little antique store in Hampton, Tennessee. And same thing, was directed to a box full of watches and came out with this probably mid-1900s, 1950s, 1960s French mechanical watch, little lady's watch. The owner thought it was quartz, so I got it for $10. I mainly picked that up just to have something to work on, but Emily kind of likes it. So whenever you go through these bags and these boxes, there's numerous stories out there of people finding Cartiers and finding Rolexes and whatever for cheap. And all of that stuff's just going to sit there unless somebody goes through it. So take the time, go through the bags, the boxes, the jars. Just take a few minutes and go through them. You're going to find something that's worth keeping. And I understand a lot of the people that I know don't service watches, don't know how to work on them. But you can get a mechanical watch service for $150 to $300. $300 is typically your automatic movement servicing. So let's say I didn't know how to service this automatic and I had to pay $300 to get it serviced. So I would have paid $325 for this watch for a 1940s Paul Bure automatic with just such cool patina on that dial. I wore this watch for 27 days while hiking the Appalachian Trail, and I never had to wind it, and it kept great time. So just a really cool addition to my collection. And all of these, I mean, I wear these watches all the time. And I'm excited to get into this one and service this one. The interesting thing about this one is, aside from its history, it doesn't, whenever you put it at the top of the hour hand does not line up with the number. And I did remove the hands, reset them, and it still does it. So obviously got an issue there, but probably an easy fix. So you're adding things to your collection that are eclectic and have character, and they're just a lot better than having a generic watch. Now, don't get me wrong, I love those other generic watches, and I've picked up some great, absolutely amazing watches. But if you want to grow your collection, if you want to have more than just a few watches, you can do stuff like this for cheap. And sometimes they run. This one ran without me having to do anything to it. So take the time to go through this stuff, and you'll find it's fun. It's fun trying to find something that's interesting and that has character to it. So go out there, go through all these collections. Good luck and have fun.